Hi, welcome to Yin on this beautiful Sunday evening or whenever you happen to be watching it. Tonight's practice will be a balance between Yin postures that are set up to open up the hips, as well as some for our upper back and shoulders, because I know a lot of us have been sitting a bunch and not being able to get outside and play. So this is a great opportunity for you to kind of undo a lot of that hunching over that we do whenever we're doing computers and all those types of things when we're working from home. So let's get started. Find a comfortable seat. Allow your lower half to be nice and comfy. So if it doesn't look like this, don't worry about it. You can have it in any other shape. The main thing is that I want you to not feel pressure in the front of your hips, knees, or ankles. So make that situation happen. And then go ahead and shut down your eyes. Place your hands on your knees or just gently rest them in your lap. And for right now, we are just going to focus on the richness and the depth that we can make the air go in and out. So as you're inhaling, imagine as if you were trying to narrow the breath as it enters in through the nose and makes its way down towards the throat. And as it goes down, you keep drawing it more and more deeply. We're drawing it down to the very, very tips of the lungs. You'll feel your belly expand, your rib cages expand, and then as you exhale and you allow the air to escape, you'll feel a sense of release and a sense of grounding. Just continue to breathe in this way without straining. Continue breathing. Just want to preface this practice. So a lot of times people get Yin confused with restorative. And although they are very similar in their aim, restorative is more about propping yourself up on things and then allowing all tension to just escape out of the body as you rest on those elements, whatever they happen to be. Yin is an active type of stretching. So we will be holding poses while there's still a bit of muscle engagement. So as you may have noticed, I do have small beings in the house, and I'm sorry if they disturbed you, but it's bound to happen. So while we're doing the stretches, if something doesn't feel right, then just don't do it to the depth that I'm going to guide you into. Just back off just a little bit, honoring where your body is, especially if you've never done a practice like this. So a few more big breaths in and out. And very simply, allow your eyes to open. Roll over your feet to come onto your hands and your knees. And then we will press ourselves back into a child's position. So you'll take your knees wide and your big toes will touch each other. If this is not something that you can do, just modify wherever you are, but try to place your butt back on your heels and then put your elbows on the ground, bring your palms together, and then walk your elbows 1 inch further forward. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you'll drop your chin down towards your chest and bring your thumbs to rest at the nape of your neck. Now you might notice once you get down there that you can walk your elbows a couple more inches forward so that you get a deeper side body and upper back stretch. If that's you, go for it. Otherwise, just stay exactly as you are. Now what I want you to do is actively try to press your palms together behind your head. And it might mean that it's just like the top of the knuckles or the space where the hands the fingers intersect with the hands, and that's okay. But actively press. And then actively press down into your elbow points to allow your armpits to come closer to the floor. Deep breaths in. Take one more full breath in and out. Nice long inhalation, puffing the upper back on the breath in. And a nice long exhalation. Now allow your arms to reach forward in front of you, palms down. Walk your hands as far away from you as you can. So like inchworm, inchworm, inchworm. Even when you think they can't go any further, just go ahead and go just like a centimeter further, even if they don't actually move. Bring your chin down to the floor if that is okay. If it's not, you can let it just hover right there. So now we're activating the armpit space and those juicy little elements right underneath the arm that sometimes we forget to stretch. Press your elbows actively down into the mat. And your arms are active, they're not floppy here. So the fingers are still kind of gripping to allow you not to spread or slide forward. The fingers are spread. Deep breaths in and out. Two more inhales and exhales. One more. Now very simply, slide your hands a little closer to you so you have a little bit of space to push your upper body up. Press into the palms of your hands. Lift your heart like cow pose, but don't allow your hips to come away from your heels. Now again, if this is too long on your legs, then please modify if you need to. We're about to come off though, I promise. A couple of deep breaths in and out. We're creating this stoppage up at the top of the hip point, so that when we release, we have fresh oxygenated blood that will literally rush down the thighs. So that's the reason we're clamping that area down for a little longer right now. Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now we'll bring your body weight forward. And as we do, I want you to pay attention to the sensations in your thighs. Do you feel that rinsing? For some of us, it's going to be accompanied by a cool rinsing feeling. Tuck your toes, stretch your right leg back behind you, keep the toes on the ground, push back into the right ball mound. And then set your right knee down. Take your left leg back behind you, push into the ball toe mound. And then set the knee down. Now just shimmy yourself forward. So allow your heart to come forward, you're on your knees. And then let your hips drift down. Your feet can be up like mine, or you can have them down if that's more comfortable for you. I like mine up because it's a little less bend in my low back while we're just now getting started. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly lower your belly all the way down to the ground. As it comes down, allow your legs to relax back behind you, your arms to stretch forward. I'm going to scooch back so you can see my fingertips. I want to make sure it's super important. So arms stretch forward in front of you. And then arms are outstretched. What I want you to do is bring your hands in just maybe an inch. Okay, so we outstretch them as far as they'll go. Then we bring each hand in an inch. Pop up onto all 10 fingerprints. Draw your shoulders into your back by pointing the eyes of your elbows at the ceiling. And then lift your chest up, press into your toenails. So I'm vigorously activating my low back, my glutes are involved in this just a little bit. My chin is down so the back of the neck is neutral, not staring up at the ceiling. Now slide your hands in just a couple inches closer. I would say maybe 3 inches closer. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, again, press your arms straight as they can go. Rotate the shoulders into your back by spinning the eyes of your elbows up. The eye of your elbow is the inside. Hold steady and breathe. 2 more. 1 more big breath in and out. Now, 3 inches closer, unless this is impossible. And you might find in a second when you try to straighten your arms that it won't go. And if that's the case, just walk them back forward, maybe like a 1/2 inch, and test that out. Then press the eyes of the elbows up, arm bones straight, breath full. Now see if you can soften your buttocks. Let those suckers go. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, firm your thighs and your buttocks and notice how that softens the back. So that extra support actually allows us to open up a bit more. 1 more big breath in. Exhale it out. Slowly allow your body to descend. Let's take the hands a little forward of our shoulders and a little off the mat. So to the right and to the left. Stay on your fingertips. Pointy parts of the elbows point at the ceiling. Shoulder blades into the back body. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift your heart. Try to straighten your elbows if possible. And then once again, we'll turn the eyes up. Inhale and exhale. The eyes of the elbows, not your eyeballs. Hold and breathe. Now soften your butt and see how icky that feels. And then firm that sucker and see how it supports your back. 3, 2. These are breaths that we are counting. 1 more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Slowly lower yourself down. Bring the hands close to the body. We'll push ourselves up and come into a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, make any adjustments on your mat as needed. Rock your weight side to side so that you're getting into the outer edges of your feet. And then as you do that, kind of push the pointy part of your outer hip over as well. Now we're going to lean over to the left and hold it there. And if this is too much for your arms, like if you are feeling this is a struggle for your upper body, then I would recommend taking a break. Because down dog should not feel like a struggle. We'll have to do another video for that if it is. Lean it on over to the right and hold, pause. One more big breath in and out. Now shorten your down dog just a little bit. Bring your right hand towards the middle of your mat. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Set your left knee down. So I'm going to zhuzh my left toes back a bit before I put that knee down. And then I want you to just rock your body weight side to side. So as you rock to the left, your right palm lifts up a couple inches. As you rock to the right, your left palm lifts up. Deep breaths. So we're easing into that hip space. If this is too much, just walk your back knee up a little bit. Also, if you need to pad your knee, just stick something under there. You can double up your mat by simply grabbing it and folding it over. Now let's find stillness. And as you find stillness, what I want you to do is hug your right knee towards your right shoulder. So they are in contact. Either your tricep or your shoulder is in contact with your inner calf or thigh, depending on how long your arms are. Couple deep breaths in and out. Now we're going to ease a little bit further into the stretch. Taking our right hand forward to support our effort, we'll place the left elbow on the ground. If that is okay, then maybe the right elbow joins the party. If it's not, just keep your right hand on the ground supporting you. Keep your right knee hugging in. Now, of course, it's not in contact with the hand, but we're hugging it in. We're activating the inner thigh deep into the muscle belly whenever we hold this kind of a stretch, and then we have that activity. You want to think of it as kind of like turning on a switch for your body. So we're turning on the switch of that muscle belly so that when we go into a deeper stretch for the inner thigh in just a second, then we will be able to activate it more deeply. Two more breaths. One more breath. Now slow and steady wins the race, so bring yourself back up nice and easy onto your hands. We'll come off the lunge a little bit, so just shift your hips back. Take your right foot and draw it in a little, and then I want you to send it out to the right. So I'm going to heel toe mine, but you could just push it out there. And then as I do that, I'm bringing my hands in kind of closer. And then I'm going to slide that right leg out and then sit my hips back, untucking my left toes. So now I'm sitting my butt on my left heel. Now for this one, what we're going to do is I thread the needle in the opposite direction. So the right arm is going to go underneath, laying on your side of your head and shoulder. If this is too much, just bring the right leg further over towards your rear. Yeah? So it stays straight, but it's just not extended as far. You could also bend the right knee. Since the target is the inner thigh, that's what you want to go for. We're going to hold this one for a good little bit. We have so much going on here, so much activity we don't want to miss. We have the upper back opening, the shoulder opening, the inner thigh opening, as well as another blood stop or a clamp on the upper left leg. Stay exactly as you are. Why is exactly so hard to say today? So stay exactly as you are. But what I want you to do is feel the area in the body where you feel the most resistance. Just locate it. Don't try to change it or fix it. There's no forcing here. And as you find that area, on your next breath in, I want you to inhale in a way as if you could draw the air right to that space. So as you're inhaling, follow that breath down through the nose, the throat, torso, to the space you feel it. Could it be in the inner thigh, the hip, the shoulder, whatever. And as you feel it filling up with lightness and ease. And as you exhale, make the decision to let the resistance go. With that mental decision, we allow it to dissipate. It is no longer there. This is an exercise for you to start noticing when the mind is gripping or holding, or if it actually is a tight space. So a lot of times it's our mental limitations rather than actual physical limitations that keep us stuck in so many ways, right? Let's take 3 more breaths. Two more. One more big breath in and out. Now you should still be in thread the needle, so take your left palm in front of your face and use your left hand to bring your upper body up. Now remember, we have this blood stop happening in the left leg that we want to pay special care to as we come out. So what I'll do is I'll turn my right toes up and then draw my right heel in and then heel toe that sucker back to the front. Ooh, that feels nice, doesn't it? And it's okay if you don't look like me, right? Like if your foot's way up there, if your butt's a little up, that's okay. Just do your best. All right, here we go. Walking the hands forward slowly like you're a cat, like sees a little birdie. You're trying to be super quiet. And as you do, feel that blood rush through the top of your thigh. Oh, it's so yummy. And then as you get there, as you get a little bit more forward, go ahead and take your right knee and put it down next to your left knee. And then extend your left leg back behind you. Deep breaths as you circle your left ankle at its joint. And then reverse your circle. Now keep extending your left leg back behind you and reach your right arm forward. Take your right arm and reach it to the left. Take your left leg and reach it to the right. And then allow your left toes to sit on the ground. And then reach your right hand as far as your right hand will let it happen. Maybe inchworm them a couple inches further. And then let's bring them back down the middle. Set those sucker down. Now your right leg is probably going to feel great if you pick it up and do like some hip circles. And then let's reverse those hip circles. Big breaths. The exhalation is getting rid of the toxic stuff we are finding in these spaces. Okay, here we go. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, press back. Body weight to the right. As you go to the right, take your left foot and set it on your right shin to press back into your right calf a bit. Remember, if this doesn't feel like a resting pose, then modify if you need to, but your upper arms should not be shaking or struggling. There's a balance to this posture that sets it up in a way where it shouldn't be work. Two more breaths in and out. One more breath in and out. And then we'll put the left foot on the ground. Now I know you're like, oh, let's do the left side now. We're not going to do that as far as the calf stretch. We're going to do one more thing on the right side. So take your right leg and then step it in between your thumbs this time. Okay, now take your left knee on the ground, but then we're gonna kickstand it in, right? So I'm gonna let my toes go, and then I'm gonna take my left foot to the right a little bit. And then I'm gonna take my right knee to the floor. So we'll be sitting on the right butt cheek, and the right knee goes down. And then you have this like situation happening, okay? I'm gonna scooch so you can see me good in the camera, but you stay put if possible. Right elbow goes down to the ground, left arm reaches up. Stretch and lengthen. Push into your left knee, and then squeeze your butt so that your hips are pressing forward a bit. Now bend your left elbow, draw your left shoulder into your back body, turn your chest up to the sky. Your right hand, you can be pushing into the hand, or you can have it where the hand is spread and the thumbs are facing the ceiling. Keep squeezing your tush, pressing your hips forward. Now take your left hand down to the ground. And then walk your body to the left, kinda, okay? And then fold your upper half on top of your right leg. So that back leg is bent. So this is like a pigeon, but it's like, I don't know, pigeon with really bad form, but it's actually getting a really deeper part of your booty muscle, as I'm sure you can feel already. And then drop your head down. So your heart should be on your knee. Your right foot should be over there to the left side of your mat. Your left knee is bent and it's relaxed and it's behind you. Soften your eyelids, soften your jaw. And then once again, I want you to breathe in a way where you direct your air to the space where you feel any resistance in the body. And then I want you to let that resistance go. So I'll give you an example. My right fist is clenched right now, and I didn't notice that I was clenching it. And as soon as I relax my arm and let go, my lower half relax and let go. So do a scan of your whole self and notice those habitual places in the body that you don't even realize you're gripping or clenching, and let it go. Now slowly bring your upper half up, so just come up onto your hands. We're going to switch sides just by simply moving the knees. So you want to think of your legs as like a hinge, like a door hinge, okay? And literally both hinges are going to lift up at the same time, and then we'll be facing the other direction. So lift the knees up and rotate the body. That was pretty cool, eh? So if you didn't get it, I'll do it one more time. Okay, so all you do is you lift your knees. Boom. Put your hands on the ground. Step your feet back into down dog. Make any adjustments that you need to get there. Deep breaths in and out. Pour your weight over into the left. Hold it right there. And then pour your weight over into the right. Remember, we're pushing into the outer hip so that we're getting the IT band involved. And then look forward, bring your left hand in the middle of your mat, step your left foot outside your left hand, zhuzh your right toes back, and then set your right knee down. So you have a long line from your right knee to your left knee, hopefully. If it's not, it's okay, you can modify and bring it up just a bit. Work where you are. And then once again, move the weight side to side, putting some weight into the right hand, lifts the left. Putting some weight into the left hand, lifts the right. Now steady yourself. Find stillness. If your wrists start to bother you, then you can make fists and be on your fists rather than your palms. Squeeze your left knee into your body, whether that's touching the tricep or the shoulder. No matter, just keep some effort there. My back toes stay tucked under because of my history of activities I've done in my body. This feels better for me. Toes down feels better for other people. It's up to you how you'd like to do that back foot. Okay, let's walk the right hand out a bit and set the right elbow down. Maybe the left elbow follows, maybe not. Whatever you choose, keep the big toe of your left foot down. Big, huge breaths. Breathe into the space of most resistance. Breathe into the space where we can take the air and mentally make a choice, a decision to let go. Now bring your left hand underneath you and then your right to pop your upper body back up. We'll rock back just a little bit and then take the left foot out to the left. I'm just judging mine over there. You can do whatever. Now I will release my right toes as I step back into this wild child pose. Now you can decide if you like it that wide or you can take it over to that way. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, the left arm underneath. Now I come out of the pose so that I can talk you through it without being in a crunched position, but you stay there. And so immediately I want you to soften as much as you can. Surrender to gravity. Allow it to hold you in this safe space. Don't fight against it, no struggle. Soften your upper back with each breath out. Soften your jaw, your eyelids. Find the area of most resistance. Let it go. Just take yourself there. You can do it. And then we'll slowly bring ourselves out. So you're in thread the needle. The right hand comes next to the face to help push your body back up. And we're coming out of this just almost. And then walk your left foot back forward. Just inchworm that scalp. Oh yes, feel that awesomeness happening in the back leg. And then take your right foot. Extend it back. Press back down dog. Bring your left foot onto the right shin. Deep breaths. Two. One more big breath in. Now take your your left foot off your right shin, and then just draw that knee forward. Set the knee down on the ground, and then come onto the right knee. And then we'll kickstand set the left foot. Boom. That's why it didn't feel right. So we'll kickstand the right knee in, and then sit down on the left hip. Okay, so now you have this 90-90 situation happening. And then left elbow goes down, right arm reaches up. Squeeze your right buttock to open your front of your right hip. You guys stay there. I'm going to do just a little different angle in case you're confused or you're like, I can't see, I'm not really sure. So this is what's happening. As long as you're feeling this open up, you got it going on. Now bend your right elbow, draw your shoulder blades into the back body, let your head drop open, your throat drop open. Your left hand can be on the ground or the thumb can be facing the ceiling so that the arms are doing the same thing effectively, just one is pushing into the earth, one is pushing into the air. Both things are drawing shoulders into the back of the heart to puff the chest. Now bring the right arm back up, bring it down on the floor. As you do this, start to walk your body just enough so that the heart falls over the left knee, and then bow yourself forward if that's okay with your hip. And then if you want to lay yourself more down, you can stretch your arms forward, lay the head on the floor. I highly recommend it. And then notice the space. Then slowly begin to walk your upper body back up. Nice and easy. So now you have your torso upright. You still have this shape. We're going to close those hinges one more time. So you'll pick both legs up at the same time, and you'll be facing the opposite direction when you do. I'm going to move because I moved a moment ago. Awesome. Now, hands on the ground. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee off the floor. Pause. Take your right leg back, both knees on the ground, pause. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, extend your right leg back as far as it'll go. Extend your left arm forward, reach and lengthen in opposition. Now take your right toes over to the left as far as you can get them, and then walk your left hand over or reach it first, and then reach it on the ground. Tiptoe those fingers out. Big breaths in and out. Two more. One more. Now bring it back down the center. Pick your foot up. Set your right knee down. Now just for good measure, we're going to do that calf stretch on each side. Okay? So bring your right foot on top of your left shin and sit into the left leg. And then bring your right foot down, bring your left foot on top of your right shin, sit into your heel. Now put both knees down. Shift your weight forward into a plank. Adjust your feet if you need to. Allow your knees to descend. And then slowly lower just your hips down into the ground. So I like to call this one lazy up dog, because we're just kind of letting the lower half laze out. And then move your weight side to side. And I want you to think of, when you're doing this, the body is made up of mostly water, right? So it's like right now we're kind of splashing all that goodness around so that it spreads evenly. Especially through this area of the body. We've got so much going on in the hips right now with all these stretches. Now steady yourself in the middle. Tuck your toes, firm your butt again. Draw the eyes, the elbows to face the ceiling. Look up, open up your throat. Drop your head back if that's okay. If any of this pinches your back, put a slight bend into your elbows. You could also not go up as far, yeah? Now slowly lower yourself down. Slow, slow, slow. And then once your belly gets on the floor, bring your elbows under your shoulders for Sphinx pose. So the palms are down flat on the ground, the elbows are directly under your shoulders. Allow your toenails to lie down flat on the mat. Draw your shoulders deep into your back body, lift your heart. Think cow pose here. Now bring the hands, prepare to lift off. Press back into child's. Deep breaths in and out. Now bring your upper body up, tuck your toes, and what I want you to do is walk your hands a little further than you're used to in this pose, okay? Or actually in box pose, because that's what I'm saying we're doing. So normally it's wrists under shoulders, yeah? So I want them about a handprint more forward. Your toes are tucked, your knees are under your hips. Curl your low, low spine, so draw your tailbone in as much as you can. As you do that, dome out your whole upper back. Draw your chin in, start to push into your palms, shifting your weight back towards your heels. So it's like cat pose, but we're extending back. Hold. Draw your chin in even more deeply. Stretch out the back of the neck. Now bring your body forward, and as you do cat pose, but cow pose, but it's a little extended, yeah? So the thumbs are really the heart is really reaching to get in between the thumbs. The eyes of the elbows, once again, they're spinning up. So the shoulder blades hug into the back. Tip your tailbone up just a bit more and wag your tail just a little bit side to side. And then one more time, curl and round as strongly as you can. Push down into your hands, draw your chin deep into your chest. Round everything as you push back, back, back. Notice where the eyes of the elbows are pointing. Point them up and notice the upper back spread open. And then slowly bring your body back upright. Walk your hands under you to support your effort. Walk your knees in, cross your ankles, roll over and sit on your buttocks. Take your feet on the ground. Adjust your clothes. Okay, feet on the ground. Take your left ankle and place it on top of your right knee. Okay, and then just stay here for a second. Actually, you know what? Turn your fingertips to face your butt. That way we can also get into the forearms. So as I do this, I straighten my arms down. If you need more of a stretch, walk your hands further. If you need less, walk your hands closer, right? Because we're trying to stretch the forearms, not pinch the wrists. So do what you need to do to feel that intensity on the inside of the arm, which is now the outside, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Because it's facing out, but it's your inner arm. Does that make sense? Deep breaths. 2, 3, and 4. Now walk your hands in. Did you feel that sneaky little blood stop? Shake out your wrists. It's right there in the wrist. Yeah. Okay, check it out. Hold on to your legs. Walk your right foot to the left. And then sit up. And when you do that, it's going to stack your shins. So if you look in your lap, you see a mat a triangle of your mat or your carpet, whatever you're on. You see a triangle of that. You don't see your right leg. If you see your right calf, move it away. Just pull it out if you do. Okay? Now yours might look like this, and that's fine. Do what you have to do. Yours might be up here. That's also great. If you are here, take your right elbow to your right arch, left elbow to your left knee, palms together. Forehead rests on the thumbs. These times that I am being silent, it's because you need those moments without constant direction or guidance so that you are learning to guide yourself. Stay there and breathe, or you could extend your arms forward in front of you to get deeper down into the stretch. It's completely up to you, but stay right there. Sorry, I had a munchkin. I don't know if you guys could hear that song, that video game she was playing, but dang. All right, so let's slowly bring yourself back up, nice and easy. As you sit up tall, I just want you to take notice of how you feel in your lower half. Let your shoulders descend, let your arm bones be heavy. Close down your eyes for just a moment. Now we'll grab a hold of this left leg as we rock back, holding on to either under the calf and on top of the shin, or both hands to the feet, your choice. So you can grab here or here. And we are extending the leg out. Sit up nice and tall. Now take your right hand to the outside of your left foot or left leg, depending on what you're holding on to. Take your right arm back behind you and twist. That leg will lower naturally, and that's perfect. That's what I want you to do. Now check it out. We're coming onto that left palm. So lean back, push into that left arm for support. Look at your right foot. Turn your right toes in and then pull your, no, this is my left foot. Look at your left foot. Turn your left toes in and then pull it over to the right. Oh, yes. Now we shall sit up. Use your core and your left leg to guide you up. Bend your left knee. Walk your right foot a little closer to your body. Put your left foot down on the outside of your right knee. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Take your left arm up, big breath in. Left hand comes behind your waist on the floor. Right arm reaches up. Deep breath in. As you exhale, turn and twist. Use that exhale to help motivate your rib cage to turn. Two more inhales and exhales. One more. And then let your head face front. Untangle your body. Hands back behind you. Fingers face your buttocks. Lean back, open up your legs. And then set your feet down. All right, so we'll take that all on the other side. Left ankle on top of right. Just hang out here for a second. If you need an intense stretch for your forearms, walk your hands further and then push your arm bones straight. Deep breaths in and out. All right, let's bring ourselves up. Notice that that blood starts rushing back into the hands as you lift off. Maybe check them out. Walk your left foot to the right. Tilt your hips up, and then everything should stack perfectly. If it doesn't, then just fix it. Do whatever you need to do. And then we'll take the left elbow to the right sole, the right elbow to the right. Notice any areas that you might be holding on to that are a mental gripping, and let it go. So the practice of yoga in general helps us to create space in our body. And that space is not just a physical space. We hold so much information in our tissues, past traumas, past hurts, past loves, past joys, past grace, all of it. And when we have all of these things, and sometimes we don't actively know that there's still like a little bit of the residue, whether it be good or bad, it's what keeps us from moving forward in some areas just because of our programming, our lens that we see things through. We don't ever really see the way out of some situations, right? And so when we create space in the body and space in between the breaths with practices like this, you're literally able to utilize it for recognizing when you're holding on to something in your life beyond a physical thing. Whether you're holding on to an experience or an idea of something, when you recognize it and let it go, you feel peace. You know, we've all experienced that. But not only that, it's accompanied with a clarity of either that we didn't need it in the first place, or that us being able to let it go has paved the way for a brighter future. Take yourself all the way down if you would like, or stay right there. And so you don't always have to let this be something in the negative, right? Like sometimes letting go of something, it literally just means that you let go of a habit or a way that you think of something. And it not so much changes what you're aiming for. It's not like we let something go and we move on to another thing. It's that we've changed the lens of how we view it, and then we can see the path. It's like the fog lifting. So breathe deeply into that space, and if there's anything that immediately comes to mind, see if with your breath and with that focused intention, as you let some sensation in the body dissipate, also let something in the mind go. Whether that be anger or resentment or guilt or shame or fear. Or a shoulda, coulda, woulda. Let it go. The past is the past. We cannot change it. And it's possible it wasn't even really as we thought it was. That we had the wrong idea, or we got the wrong impression, and we spent all this time on something that wasn't actually real. Now slowly start to bring your body back up. Yes. Now we'll take the hand on the shin, the foot, or both hands to the feet, your choice. Rock backwards. Ooh, yes. Extend that sucker out. Remember, your hands can be down here. Now for that juicy, juicy IT, left hand outside of your right foot or leg, yeah? Okay. Right hand down on the ground behind you. Ooh. Start to turn your right toes to the left, and then bend your elbow and pull that sucker, and then reach your right arm back off the floor. Oh, yes. The more you can turn those toes, the more you'll feel the intensity down all the way through the backside of the outer leg. Sit up tall. Now bring your hand on the ground, lean back. Now let's bring ourselves upright. Slide your left foot closer to your right butt cheek. Take your right foot down on the outside of your left knee. Take a moment, breathe. Just sit up tall for a second. Let all that settle in your hip. Reach your right arm up. Inhale, breath, expansion. As you exhale, turn right palm down. Inhale, breath, lift up. On the exhale, use that exhale to empty out the lungs, hooking the elbow on the right knee and turning your whole self to your right as far as you can. Two more inhales and exhales. One more. Una más. And then we'll untangle the body. Oh, yes. Okay, rock back, hands behind you, extend the legs out. Pow. And then set your feet down. And then sit your upper body up. Slide your seat to the middle of your mat. It's gonna feel good to do a little bridge pose right here, just to open the front of the hip points. So we will lift our hips up off the floor once you get down there. Take your arms up over your head and reach them long, unless for some reason that's not okay with your neck. Push down into your heel points, open up the front of your hip pockets. So right in that front space is where we're aiming. And then of course, fix your clothes. Deep breaths. Two more. One more big breath in and out. And then slowly allow that booty to come on down. Oh. And just windshield wipe your knees side to side. Take your left leg up, extend it, bend it, draw a circle in the left, draw a circle in the right, left, right. Set your left foot down. Take your right knee in, extend the leg, bend, circle out, circle in, and then extend that sucker up. And then set that foot down. Walk your feet together, knees open. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Big breath in. Exhale. Let it go. One more like that. Big breath in. Exhale. Close down your eyes. Just let your arms stay overhead for now, unless that's painfully uncomfortable. If it is, then take them in a space where it feels good. Soften your eyelids, soften your jaw so your lips part. Allow your eyes to relax back into their sockets. Your inner thighs have no tension. I want you to become aware of the energy in your body in the form of a physical sensation. So notice anywhere that feels tingling, or maybe it's a different temperature. Maybe you feel a little bit of heat in the knees or the hips. Maybe you feel a bit of heat in the palms or the armpits. Maybe you feel it in your toes. Just notice. Don't judge it. Maybe you feel it in all those places. Now, as you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in a way that you can access that energy. So instead of breathing into tightness or into muscular sensation, I want you to breathe into wherever you're feeling something in your body energetically. Think of it as your prana, your life force that you are igniting. And we're going to stoke that flame. So take a breath into that space. Allow it to be more expansive, whatever that is for you. For me, it's in my palms. Allow it to be more and more expansive, more tingling, more sensation. Not in a way that's distracting, but in this gentle, all-knowing way. Now take that sensation, and as you exhale, draw it right into the space of your heart. As you inhale, allow the air to be drawn towards that energy space. See if you can grab it. And then as you exhale, draw the energy through the body. Feel it as it's going down the channel right into the heart space. Now notice if it's moved to another space or if it's just completely right there in the center of your chest. So now we'll breathe into wherever it is. And then as you exhale, draw it right into the heart space. Again, breathe. Pull it in. One more time, just like that. And then allow your legs to stretch out. We'll just take a few moments in Shavasana. If you want to keep your arms overhead, if that feels good, do it. Or just allow them to come down by your side. You've technically already been resting, so that counts. But we do want to have just a few moments of allowing the legs to release out of an activity. So lie down on your back, take a couple deep breaths in and out, and let go. So I want you to just lie here as long as you would like. Since it is a yin practice, feel free to allow this to be, the last thing you do today. And maybe you lie here and take a nap, I don't know. But my name is Brooke Armstrong. Please message me if you have any questions at all whatsoever about anything that we did. And thank you so much for joining me here on a Sunday. Namaste.